What if the man you trusted with your heart was hiding a secret that could destroy you both? What if family loyalty demanded you sacrifice the love of your life? What if one undeniable piece of evidence changed everything you thought you knew about him? The rain fell steadily on the streets of San Francisco as Isaiah hurried into the coffee shop on Market Street, shaking water from his dark wavy hair. At 28, he had built a solid life as a graphic designer at a downtown tech startup, complete with a cozy apartment in the Mission District and a circle of friends who accepted him without question. Openly gay since college, Isaiah had learned the hard way that honesty came with a price, but he refused to hide anymore. Still, something felt missing, a deeper connection that casual dates in the Castro never quite filled. He ordered his usual oat milk latte and scanned for a seat. That was when he noticed Ryan at a corner table, typing on his laptop with focused intensity. Ryan, 27, had relocated from a small Ohio town 2 years earlier for his software engineering role at the same company. With his light brown hair, easy smile, and the kind of all-American build that turned heads, he looked like the guy who played weekend softball and sent his parents Sunday updates. Isaiah had seen him in meetings, but never spoken beyond quick hellos. "Mind if I join you?" Isaiah asked, nodding at the empty chair. Ryan glanced up, his green eyes lighting with genuine warmth. "Sure, man. Place is packed." They started with work talk, moved to movies, then life in the city. Ryan laughed easily at Isaiah's dry humor, and before long the conversation felt effortless, like they had known each other for years. Isaiah felt a quiet spark, but pushed it aside. Ryan seemed straight, the type who mentioned his high school girlfriend back home without hesitation. Over the following weeks their friendship grew naturally. They grabbed beers after deadlines, hiked the trails in Marin Headlands on weekends, and even caught a Giants game at Oracle Park. Ryan was steady, supportive, and funny in a low-key way that made Isaiah relax. One evening, after a long day, Isaiah opened up about his own past. Coming out at 19, the painful silence from an uncle who stopped speaking to him, the years it took to rebuild his confidence. Ryan listened without judgment, his expression serious. "That takes real guts, Isaiah. I wish I had that kind of courage." Something in Ryan's voice lingered in Isaiah's mind. A few nights later, after a few beers at a quiet bar in the Castro, Ryan walked Isaiah home under the glow of street lamps. The city hummed around them. At the steps of Isaiah's building, Ryan stopped, hands in his pockets. "You know, you're the best friend I've ever had. But it's more than that. I think about you all the time." Isaiah's pulse quickened. "Ryan, what are you saying?" Ryan leaned in slowly and kissed him. The kiss started hesitant, full of years of buried questions, then deepened with raw emotion. Isaiah kissed back, the world narrowing to just the two of them. When they pulled apart, Ryan looked terrified. "I've never with a guy. I don't know what this means." They sat on the stoop talking until the sky lightened. Ryan confessed he had always felt different, but had buried it deep because of his conservative Christian family in Ohio. His parents expected the perfect son, the one who would marry a nice girl and carry on the family name. Isaiah understood the fear all too well. "We don't have to label anything yet," he said gently. "Just see where it goes. No pressure." From that night, their relationship quietly blossomed. Weekends were spent at Isaiah's apartment cooking simple dinners, watching old films, and talking late into the night. Ryan's walls lowered inch by inch. He shared stories of childhood pressure, the college girlfriend he dated to fit in, the nights he lay awake wondering why he never felt what other guys described. Isaiah was patient, never pushing for more than Ryan could give. Their love grew in small, tender moments. Fingers brushing while washing dishes, soft promises whispered in the dark, the way Ryan's head fit perfectly against Isaiah's shoulder. At work they kept things professional, just buddies joking in the break room. No one suspected a thing. Isaiah trusted Ryan completely, believing their connection was strong enough for whatever lay ahead. He had no idea that the evidence that would upend everything was already taking shape in Ryan's private thoughts, written in a journal hidden in the back of his desk drawer. Months passed, and their secret world felt almost perfect. Isaiah introduced Ryan to his chosen family in the city, a group of queer friends who hosted potlucks and game nights. Ryan fit in quietly, laughing at the stories, though he never quite let himself relax all the way. Isaiah noticed the tension but respected it. You don't have to come out to anyone until you're ready. He reassured Ryan one Sunday morning while they lingered in bed, sunlight spilling across the sheets. Ryan's hand tightened in his. I love this. I love you, Isaiah. I've never said that to anyone and meant it like this. The words settled deep in Isaiah's chest. He had waited his whole adult life to hear them from someone who truly saw him. They spent the day exploring the city like tourists, riding the ferry to Sausalito, sharing ice cream on a bench while the bay sparkled. Ryan talked more openly about his fears, the weekly calls from his mother asking when he would bring a girl home, the church group back in Ohio that still sent him prayer updates. They mean well, he said, staring at the water. But they'd never understand this. Isaiah shared his own scars too, the ex who left because the world felt too hostile, the nights he questioned if love for someone like him could ever be simple. Ryan listened with a patience that made Isaiah feel truly seen. Their bond deepened through small rituals, Ryan learning to make Isaiah's favorite Thai curry, Isaiah teaching Ryan how to edit photos on his laptop. Evenings often ended with quiet talks about the future, vague dreams of maybe one day moving to a bigger place together, of traveling to places where no one knew their names. Yet cracks appeared. Ryan's family planned a visit for Thanksgiving, and the stress showed. He became distant at work, texting less after hours. When Isaiah asked what was wrong, Ryan brushed it off. Just work stuff. I'll be fine. Isaiah believed him because he wanted to, because the love they shared felt real and solid. One night Ryan showed up at Isaiah's door unannounced, eyes red. I told my sister I met someone special. I didn't say who, but she's happy for me. It felt good. They held each other tighter that night, as if the outside world could not touch them. Isaiah's trust never wavered. He believed Ryan's love was strong enough to face whatever came. He had no clue that Ryan had started writing long, unsent letters to himself in a leather journal, pages filled with confessions of love mixed with terror, words that would soon become the evidence neither of them could escape. Thanksgiving arrived with crisp air and the scent of roasted turkey from every apartment building. Ryan's parents and younger sister flew in, staying at a hotel near Union Square. Isaiah stayed away, respecting the boundary, but the silence from Ryan gnawed at him. Texts became short, calls non-existent. At work, Ryan barely made eye contact. Isaiah told himself it was temporary, that Ryan needed space to perform the role his family expected. The weekend after the visit, Ryan finally appeared at Isaiah's door, exhausted. They kept asking about my dating life, he said, sinking onto the couch. Mom showed me pictures of the pastor's daughter back home. I smiled and nodded like always. Isaiah pulled him close. You don't have to pretend with me. Ryan nodded, but his eyes were distant. Over the next weeks, the distance grew. Ryan canceled weekend plans twice, claiming family obligations. Isaiah felt the shift like a slow crack in glass. One evening, Isaiah suggested they grab dinner at their favorite Thai place. Ryan hesitated on the phone. I can't tonight. Sorry. The rejection stung. Isaiah spent the night replaying every conversation, wondering if he had pushed too hard. Doubt crept in, but he pushed it down. He trusted Ryan. Then came the night that changed the tone. Ryan showed up late, smelling of beer. I went to a work thing, he muttered. They argued for the first time, voices low but sharp. Ryan accused Isaiah of not understanding the pressure. Isaiah reminded him of the promises they had made. The fight ended with Ryan storming out, leaving Isaiah alone with a hollow ache. The next morning, Ryan texted an apology, but the pattern continued. Isaiah began to feel like he was losing the man he loved, yet he still believed the evidence of their shared moments would be enough. He had no idea Ryan was writing feverishly in that hidden journal every night, pouring out the truth he could not yet speak aloud. Christmas lights twinkled along Valencia Street, but Isaiah felt only cold. Ryan had gone home for the holidays, sending polite texts that said nothing. Isaiah spent the days working late, trying to fill the emptiness. On New Year's Eve, he sat alone in his apartment, scrolling old photos of them together. That was when he decided to surprise Ryan with a small gift, a custom keychain he had designed with their initials intertwined. He drove to Ryan's apartment in the marina, letting himself in with the spare key Ryan had given him months earlier. The place was quiet. Isaiah left the gift on the kitchen counter and was about to leave when he noticed the leather journal on the desk, half hidden under papers. He had seen it before, but never opened it. Tonight something pulled him toward it. He flipped it open to the last page and read. The words hit like a wave. Ryan had written pages of raw confession. I love Isaiah more than I ever thought possible. He makes me feel whole. But Mom and Dad, they disown me. I keep thinking if I just go back to Ohio, date the right girl, everything will be normal again. I can't do this. Yet every time I see him, I know I can't deny it either. The evidence is in every kiss. Every night I fall asleep thinking of him. I'm terrified, but I love him. I love him. Isaiah's hands shook. The journal was filled with months of entries. Love mixed with panic, proof that Ryan's feelings were real and deep, even as he pulled away. This was the evidence Ryan could not deny. Isaiah closed the book, sat on the couch, and waited. When Ryan walked in hours later, suitcase in hand, their eyes met. Ryan froze at the sight of the open journal. What is this? Isaiah asked quietly, holding the journal. Ryan's face drained of color. You read it. The question hung between them like smoke. Ryan dropped his suitcase and sank into a chair. I never meant for you to see that. Isaiah's voice cracked. You wrote that you love me, that you can't deny it, but you've been pushing me away for weeks. Your family visit, the canceled plans, the distance. Were you planning to leave? Ryan ran a hand through his hair. My mom called last month. She said the church is praying for me to find a wife. My sister asked if I was seeing anyone. I panicked. I thought if I stepped back, maybe the feelings would fade and I could go back to the life they expect. Tears welled in his eyes. But they didn't fade. Every entry is me trying to talk myself out of loving you and failing. Isaiah felt betrayal and relief crash together. You could have talked to me. Instead, you made me doubt everything. They argued through the night, voices rising and falling. Ryan admitted he had considered flying home permanently. Isaiah accused him of choosing fear over them. At one point, Ryan shouted, "You don't know what it's like to have parents who would stop loving you." Isaiah shot back, "And you don't know what it's like to watch the man you love disappear." Yet the journal lay between them like undeniable proof. Ryan picked it up, thumbed through the pages, and finally whispered, I can't deny this anymore. Not to you. Not to myself. They cried together, the fight draining into exhaustion. But the crisis was not over. Ryan's sister had seen a text on his phone during the visit, a message from Isaiah that hinted at more. She had asked questions. The family was calling again. The confrontation with Ryan's family came 2 weeks later via a tense video call. His parents sat side by side on their living room couch in Ohio, faces tight. Ryan held the journal in his lap, like armor. Isaiah sat beside him off camera at first, heart pounding. Ryan spoke steadily. Mom, Dad, I'm gay. I'm in love with Isaiah. And I can't pretend anymore. Silence stretched. His mother's hand flew to her mouth. His father's voice was low and cold. This is not who we raised. Ryan read passages from the journal aloud, voice breaking but clear. These are my own words. The evidence of what's in my heart. I tried to deny it for you, but I can't. Isaiah stepped into frame then, calm and respectful. I love your son. I'm not asking you to accept me today. I'm asking you to see how much he's hurting trying to be two people. The call ended in tears and slammed doors, but Ryan had spoken his truth. In the months that followed, Ryan faced silence from home, late-night calls that ended abruptly, and the slow process of grieving the version of himself his family wanted. Isaiah stood beside him, patient and steady. They moved in together, rebuilt routines, and learned to face the world as a couple openly. Ryan started therapy, unpacking years of shame. Isaiah learned to give space without fear. One spring evening on the same rooftop where their story had nearly ended, Ryan took Isaiah's hand. That journal saved us. It forced me to stop running. Isaiah smiled. It showed me the man I fell in love with was always there. They watched the city lights come on. Two men who had chosen each other against every obstacle. The evidence of their love was no longer hidden. It was lived every day. In this story, we see how love demands courage and honesty even when the cost feels unbearable. The lesson is simple yet profound. The truth we carry inside cannot stay buried forever, and when we finally face it, real growth begins. My advice is this: trust the evidence of your own heart, speak it gently but clearly, and surround yourself with those who choose you as you are. Healing and deeper connection wait on the other side of fear.